Get the thumbs up, Matt. Can you hear me okay, buddy? All right, awesome, awesome. Well, good morning, Cornerstone. It is a new year, 2025, right? We I guess we took us a little break over the last couple of weeks, kind of had a good time with family. Christmas, New Year's. Now it's January the 2nd. So now it's time to really I guess get a game plan, a goal for the first quarter is kind of what we're looking at here. But yeah, that's kind of what we're going to talk about today. Matt, myself, we're going to jump on with you guys. We're going to kind of go over, maybe some ways of setting some goals, maybe trying to, really get yourself ready for, the first quarter and really start this year off right. But because I think over the years, I've found out, Matt, that when you come in and into a new year and you start out your new year correctly or setting yourself up for success, it only runs straight into your second quarter and it continues into your third quarter and into your fourth quarter. So I think now is a great time for everybody to kind of gather around, reach out to your managers, really get game plans together for what it's going to look like over the next 3 or 4 months, right? But thank you all for being on today. I'm excited for the call. We've got a few things put together on my end. I know Matt's going to jump in here in just a little bit, but I know JK is going to be with us tomorrow at 10 o'clock as well. We're going to have us a big old team call again tomorrow. With JK. I know what we're going to talk about today is going to be probably about the same thing as what JK is going to talk about tomorrow. But I wanted to kind of start out today about, talking about those goals, guys. Do we have everything written out? That was something that, I had made my mind up, Matt, that I was going to get with my agents, very start of this year and go ahead and start setting goals. Hey, what do you guys want? What are we looking at? Are you looking to set a goal of writing 1, 2, 3 applications a week? What's that goal look like? And I was meeting with one of my new agents. She's licensed, Maggie Hoekstra. I think I say her last name right, but Maggie, we met together, and she's licensed. She works a full-time job, so she kind of does this part-time. But she's been in the industry for a little while. She was looking at a company just like Equus, right? Somewhere to plant your flag, somewhere to that has compliant leads, people to talk to on a regular basis. And, her game plan was, yes, I'm starting this part-time, but I think I can write 2 or 3 applications a week, right? So, what we're going to do, Maggie and myself, I've already, gotten her first set of leads. They are the older leads, so we're going to kind of start out there. But she knows the importance of working these older leads, right? She knows that when she jumps in and she gets these leads in front of her, which today is going to be her day to get started, she knows that, hey, I may have to put $150, $200 in, to set my 10, 12, 14 appointments part-time, right? So she knows she's going to have to get on the phone. She knows she's going to hear the no's, right? She knows she's going to hear the not interested. She's going to have people that's going to hang up on her, but she's already got the mindset to say, you know what, I can overcome that. I know I'm gonna get the no's. I know I'm gonna get people to hang up on me. But what I do know as well is I'm good enough on this phone that I can set appointments, right? I'm gonna get those yeses. And so that was a game plan that we kind of put together for her. She is thinking about maybe building an agency, but she's not in a big rush for that right now. So, we're going to start out with just production, right? I was talking with another one of my agents, Kara Thompson. As a matter of fact, as soon as we get off this call today, me and her are going to kind of do a one-on-one today, and we're going to, kind of game plan what she's looking. She said, hey, I'm ready to roll, So we're going to work on a phone script today. We're going to talk about, making sure, she's comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with it. And once she is, I'm going to grab her some leads. I'm going to get her on the phone and setting appointments, right? So she's already setting goals for the first quarter as well. I was meeting with, as a matter of fact, this morning when we get off the phone, probably after Carrie, I got to meet with Jonathan Hines. So Jonathan's been building a great agency, right? But he wants a goal of transitioning from the older leads into A leads, which I think is a good plan for everybody, right? Everybody needs to make that transition eventually. But I don't think you need to do it too soon. I think you need to be comfortable setting appointments and writing applications. And then when you're ready, move into those A leads. So Jonathan's kind of got that idea. And I was talking with him yesterday, as a matter of fact, and I was telling him about one of my hiring managers, been with me a while, and hired a lot of agents, guys. But I was asking him about one of his downline agents, and he didn't even know who she was. She didn't even know who he was. So the reason why I'm bringing that up is, as a manager, when you become a manager, when you start hiring and get people on your team, you need to work not only those that are direct to you, but those that are in your downline, right? Because sometimes that very first one you talk to, that one that's direct to you, may not be the rock star, right? It could be somebody that they hire. And so, as a manager, I was telling Jonathan, make sure you work who's close to you, but also direct to you, but also work those in your downline, right? So just keep that in mind when you're starting to build. Mason, I'm meeting with him today. Serena, I met with Serena Walker last weekend, and she got on I had a quick little live dial on last Saturday. She jumped on and set 6 appointments. Very first time ever getting on the phone, right? So, just things like that, guys, is how we need to set up our, first quarter, being focused on setting those appointments. As a new agent, and I know you've heard of talk about this, but working that warm market, I hear JK talk about it all the time. Matt talks about it, but working that warm market as a new agent, I think, is the best way for you to get up and running. Now, I'm not saying that, getting a set of leads and getting on the phone and setting appointments is not the way to go, but working that warm market, some people start this business part-time, full-time, just don't have the budget to purchase leads. And so working that warm market is where it's at. I was me and Jonathan was talking with one of his new licensed agents about 2 weeks ago, or right before Christmas. Pinky is her name, and she's going to be sharp as just so you guys know. You'll see her on the leaderboards. But we talked to her about going through the holidays, meeting with family, friends, and we haven't had a chance to talk since after the holidays. But I know over the next day or two we're going to sit down and we're going to talk and see how that went. Right? We had a game plan for her to go and talk with warm market, family, friends. And, out of that, we were talking about maybe trying to get 7, maybe 8 applications out of warm market, and maybe even getting, 7, maybe 10 enrolled in that online course. And that's the way to start a business, right? As a new agent, that's the way to start a business, is going out and really working your warm market. Because not only are you going to get the practice, but you're probably going to get some applications out of that. Who wouldn't want $8,000 to $10,000 in cash flow just off warm market, not having to spend a dime on leads, and be able to reinvest that back into your business? Now, there's a lot of ways that you can start out and set your goals. JK talks a lot about those $3 exclusive leads that we have on the Lead Center. And if you guys haven't worked them, I think it's definitely something to look into. These leads, once you purchase them, they're your leads forever. So you'll never have to worry about somebody coming back in behind you or going after that client and trying to take them from you, because that's going to be your lead and your lead only. So just think about that as you're building up the next, 3 or 4 months. Those exclusive leads, I think, are definitely something to look into. The Ethos leads, we've talked about those. These people have, they've called in, or they've looked into our Ethos leads on the website, and they probably went in, they kind of, went through the application process and this just didn't complete it, right? So those Ethos leads are out there for us to go grab and, talk to these clients. We don't have to sell them the Ethos product, but we've got Mutual of Omaha and Foresters and, American Amicable. We've got all these companies that we can offer those clients, those Ethos clients to, right? So, when we're calling on those Ethos clients, I think that, we just have to, just go in and say, hey, I know you started the application. You didn't didn't complete it. So that's my job, is just to reach out to you and, help you complete that application you started. So the Ethos leads, I think, are another way for you to kind of get up and get started as well. JK talks about those incomplete IVR leads as well. I know Jonathan Hines worked those, I don't know, for a week or two and did really well with them. And he was surprised, because these people would actually answer the phone and they would remember, yeah, I started it, but I didn't want to give my personal information, is why I didn't complete the call, right? And so there's a lot of yeses there. We talked a little bit about, working the older leads and then transition into A leads. I think that is definitely a goal that everybody needs to look into and set. It may be to where, you work those older leads for a month or two and get comfortable and then work back into the A lead standing lead order. Because we all know that once you ever start working those A leads, you'll only want to work those older leads very seldom, right? You want to grab some to kind of work, but the A leads are really where it's at. And I think we all need to kind of transition into those A lead orders as fast as we can. So I know Matt had sent JK and myself some goals that he had for the first quarter. And I think those goals are amazing. And I know that Matt can definitely hit those goals, right? Well, myself, I'm not a big producer. So I don't think I'm gonna be able to beat Matt when it comes to production. He's talking about, doing 20 applications a month. Well, I'm going to try to give you about 5 to 10 myself. Right. But, we all need to set that goal, and we need to set it up to where it's obtainable. Right. And that, we know that we can accomplish that goal, so, build an agency. What kind of goals do you have for building an agency? Do you want to build a team? I've got some new agents that have just come on board with me, and they've worked for companies like your Allstates and State Farms and places like that. And they didn't know anything about lead driven sales. They didn't know anything about hiring agents and getting overrides. And so when I did these interviews, these agents are like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? I can go out and I can hire people and I can make money off of them. I can make overrides off my team. I was like, yeah, we can show you how to do that. We're pretty good at that, right? So, with that being said, I think, in your mind, that's something where you need to transition over to. The lead driven sales is where it's at, right? That's where you're going to make your money. That's where your cash flow is going to come from. But, hiring those, 7 to 10 people, every single week is where you're going to get 1 or 2 unique writers a month. And that's my goal. I'm looking to get 1 to 2 unique writers every single month. And out of that, my goal is to, become a regional manager again, of course, within 2025. But also my goal is to, hire up or raise up another regional manager. Matt mentioned that in his goals as well. I already see 1 to 2, maybe even 3 of my downline agents that are, working leads, that are, hiring agents. I can already see them as one of my first RMs, right? And so that's kind of my goal as well, Matt, for 2025, is to not only get back to regional manager, but also bring up a regional manager as well, right? As far as my team goes, I mean, I'm just blown away, guys, of how many people are at this time are interested in doing what we do. I've hired quite a few licensed agents over the last couple of weeks that are just fired up. They're tired of the going to an office and making $250 off the same leads that somebody in their same office the day before made $250 on as well, right? So they're wanting a different transition. They're looking something, compliant leads. These people that are compliant. These people are, not on a do not call list. They are expecting you to call them. So, these transitions, these new agents I've been talking to, they're super excited about the lead driven sales opportunity that we have here at Equus. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, Matt, to start with. I know I'll kind of fill in, but I'll turn it over to you if that's okay, and then I'll come back in and we'll talk a little bit more about it. But, man, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear from Matt and what he's got to say this morning.
Well, Johnny B., I appreciate you. Happy New Year to everyone. Super excited again to be here with everyone this morning. I'm looking forward to what um, what this year is going to bring for us and bring for us all. I think one of the most important things that you talked about, and of course, we're always excited to hear JK. Again, he'll be with us tomorrow morning. But just I think one of the most important things that you said was you were talking about mindset, right? So, we're in 2025, and I'm kind of taking uh, uh, the personality of Barry Clarkson to talk to you today. Okay. Um, because my intention is to talk to you about mindset today. And so I jotted down some notes to make sure we stayed on task for that. But um, as we're kind of moving forward with our discussion and starting off a new year, one of the most important things that I thought of over the past couple of weeks while we kind of slowed down a little bit was enjoying family and doing some different things to prepare us for the new year. See, the old calendar's done and gone. We're over 2024. A lot of people will say, okay, we're in a new year. I have all these resolutions. I'm ready to see what business is going to do for me this year in 2025. And for those of us that have been doing it a while, it's just another day on the calendar for us, right? It's not like all of a sudden, some major thing's going to happen because now it rolled over to 2025. The majority of us that have been doing it for a while, Lisa, I see you shaking your head. We've been doing this a while. It's just another day to work business for us, right? Casey, you and I have been together or we've associated with each other for a while. There's nothing new that we're doing now than what we did before. Virtual sales. Okay, virtual sales just simply means I'm on a camera instead of sitting across somebody's kitchen table. If they'll get on the camera with us and they'll actually buy into the conversation with us. The only difference between virtual and face to face is you can't get that good handshake in there, good personal relationship building time, which is very, very important. I'm not going to lie to you. Being face to face, you are going to see a better productivity in your business. However, if you don't have that option, that's what's great about virtual sales. That's what's great about this option that we've brought to you in remote business is now that you can call all these clients and you can work from the comfort of your home. The question is what's your mindset? Are you working? Now we're getting to where we need to be. Are you working? So let's talk about that for a little bit. So again, Johnny mentioned that I sent my goals over to him and JK over the past few days. The only thing is, and the only comment that I'll have to that, because again, I don't want to boast in myself, and I want to remain humble. Okay, but the only reason why I sent it over to Johnny and JK was where JK may have a little bit of an interest in my business because he is an integrity partner, so his association with us is slightly different than what it used to be. Johnny has no financial interest in who I am other than being a friend of mine. And so the reason why I bring that up is mindset. Okay. Association. Who are you associating with that's going to help you get to where you want to be? Johnny has no necessity to send any notes back to me on the goals that I sent over to him. But because he's a good friend and because he and I both want to work together to get to where JK is and where Nick Theodore is and where Jared Ewing is and where Eric Valdez is, and we want to eventually, move our way towards being an integrity partner. The reason why I reached out to Johnny and said, "Hey, Johnny, be a good friend to me and not a good leader." See, a good leader would have just said, "Man, these look like great goals. Let's fix it here a little bit. Let's fix it there a little bit." I said, "Please be honest with me because a friend will be honest." Right? And so the whole point of that and me even bringing that up is who do you associate with that's helping you get to where you want to be? The problem is YouTube, those personalities that are on YouTube, they're never going to help you get where you want to be. They may help you along the way with some sort of little, say this instead of that, do this process instead of that process. But I'm going to tell you, if you want to be where JK is, you got to mimic what JK is. You can't get to be a Nick Theodore or Jared Ewing or Eric Valdez without mimicking who they are. Doing some of the processes they tell you are already in place that work, right? So, I think one of the easiest explanations I can give you is if you, let's just say, well, I'm looking for something that I can see. If I want to make a copy of a picture, okay, I have a picture, and I want to go make a copy of it on the copy machine. All right, let's just say it's a picture of an apple, right? This is a picture of an apple, and I go put it on the copy machine. I hit copy. Do you think it's going to come out looking like an orange? Should I expect it to come out as a picture of a banana, or should I expect it to be an apple? Right? Uh, and I think that's one of the most important things, Dave. As we continue working in business together. Dave Hartman, I appreciate him for doing everything that he does in the in-home concierge and helping all the team out. And quite honestly, I loved his story from a couple of weeks ago where he was talking to us. He's still face to face with people, and delivering those personal death claim checks, or in my instance, I have delivered checks where people have been diagnosed with cancer. They're in their final stages, so I get to bring them a check in their final stages of life, as they have a life expectancy of less than 12 months. And so we get to deliver them a check so that them and their family, they can have a peaceful rest of their life because they don't have to focus on finances anymore. Who do you associate with? I mean, really think about it. Who do you associate with? Or is it people that just constantly tell you it's never going to work out? They constantly tell you you'll never reach your goals. Oh, that's just a dream. Oh, those are good dreams, but you'll never get there because you're stuck in a little town here, there, and everywhere. Who do you associate with? You got to associate with people who are going to encourage you, who are going to put life into you, who are going to speak truth to you, who are going to be honest with you when you're doing something that quite honestly is dumb. I mean, if we can just say it that simply like that, it's just dumb because you're trying to do things that, quite honestly, we've tried before. We've tried running our own leads on Facebook before. We've tried going on Google and running our own ads. We've tried doing our own mailers. We've tried going door to door and putting flyers out. We've tried, you name it, any type of marketing technique you want to come up with. We've tried it. Okay. If it's something new that I have no knowledge of, I mean, good for you. That's all I can say. Here's the only thing though, okay, is I know that leads work. I've been doing it for 10 years now, in here, there, and everywhere inside the insurance industry, doing business to business at one point, business to people, and it's just, it does not work as well as lead system. I'm just going to tell you. Now, I'm not saying that everything doesn't work, a little bit, but I'm telling you, if you put more interest in your leads to keep you moving in business, talking to new clients, that's going to be your best benefit. Now, Johnny brought up a great point as well, that warm market is a great way to get in touch with the 98% of people that don't answer our mailers. Okay, there's still 98% of people that do not answer the mailers. Somehow, some way, you need to get in touch with them. So why not use our legacy safeguard? Why not use an IUL to help them with retirement solutions with Patrick DeLorenzo to get them out of debt elimination, and Joe Skelly and the team? Why not? So here's what it is. New Year's resolutions are only resolutions if you're resolved to change your mindset. See, a resolution is saying, I want to be somebody that I wasn't last year. Okay. So the only problem with that is most people don't change who they are. That's why when we created the flyer for today's call, I said, new year, new you, question mark. Because the problem is you can't become something greater and move into what your goals and dreams are if you're not willing to change what you're doing. If you want to just go with the everyday process of hey, I'll try 5 appointments. Well, if 5 appointments wasn't working out for you last year, then why are you going to stay with 5 appointments? You got to go after 7, 10, 12 appointments. If it's not getting you to where you want to go, then why keep doing the same thing? I think that's called insanity. Okay. So don't expect it to be different if you're not willing to do something different. Right. So what are your goals? What are your goals? Johnny, talk to me a little bit about that. I plan on speaking to everybody on my team today. Kind of just wanted to lay off yesterday and enjoy New Year's Day. Not to mention we were up late, so kind of need to get over the tired, dragging day that we had. But do you? So with all of that, do you even know what you can offer to clients? If you contact somebody, talk to somebody in your market, Casey, I would guarantee that half of our new agents don't even know what they can offer to everybody. Did you know that you can offer term? Yeah, you probably need that. Universal life products? Yeah, you probably need that. Whole life products? Yeah, you probably need that. Do you even know what an IUL is? Have you heard? You've probably heard of it, but do you actually know what it is? Do you know what an annuity is? This is kind of off topic a little bit, but it is entailed in this circle of products that we offer. Did you know that you can do a key man policy for a business owner? Did you know that we can help these people get out of all of their debt, not just debt consolidation, not debt uh, not debt rollover, but debt elimination, get these people completely out of debt so they don't even have to worry about whether or not their family's going to be okay after they pass away. Did you know that we offer equity protection? Good, for instance, I'll just give you an example on myself, right? Our home, looked it up yesterday over the weekend. Our home's somewhere above 440. So it's like 440 and we only owe 200. So in other words, I have $240,000 of equity that in my home I need to protect. So if I was a brand new client, never spoken to an insurance agent before ever, I would need somebody to protect that $240,000 at the least. What does that mean? That means that, okay, well, if I pass away, I'm the main breadwinner, and my wife can't afford to pay the mortgage for 12 months after I die. I need to get her something to at least make the payments for 12 months to sell the home so she can capitalize on that $240,000. And that way she doesn't lose it. That's what equity protection is. Okay. Did you know that you can also do something with business owners along with key man policies, but you can say, hey, small business owner, do you have life insurance policies on all of your workers? No, why not? How valuable to you do you think that worker is? Did you know that when Johnny B, when I used to do voluntary benefits for companies, did you know that it takes roughly $75,000 whenever a person quits or gets fired and you hire a new person? Did you know that it takes roughly $75,000 on average to get that new person up and running in their position? I mean, $75,000 is a lot of money to me. I mean, so in my opinion, there's a vested interest for these business owners and their employees. Are you having discussions? Are you talking to people? Are you associating with the right people? See, business owners, see, the reason why, I like hanging out with Barry Clarksons and John Kites is because they are financially where I want to be. That's why I associate with them. That's why I say, hey, John, be honest with me. Am I thinking correctly? Am I focused right? Am I doing the right things? Am I going to the events that I need to go to? Is this a valid reason why I can't make it to the next meeting, or am I just blowing smoke and I'm not seeing it? Like, am I doing the right things that I should be doing? Association is key. See, over the past couple of weeks, I've been thinking now, I was like, man, I sure do miss our team calls. I feel like I'm kind of alone on this island all by myself, and I hadn't really felt motivated. And so I reached out to them the other day and I said, hey guys, well, actually, JK reached out to us and asked us about some calls. And I said, yeah, we need to have them because I miss our association. And I said, this is a very lonely world working by yourself. That's part of my phone call when I talk to clients. I say I'm an independent agent. So if you spoke to somebody else, I have no idea what you said to them. No clue. We don't have a roster here telling me what y'all's conversation was about. And so with that, though, it's a double-edged sword, isn't it? We're 1099, we're all alone individuals, but then yet again, association is key, right? So we come back to a call like this and we say, all right, Johnny Brooks, uh, John Kite, I need you to help me out. We need to have a discussion and speak because I'm missing it. I'm ready to roll for 2025, but what is the? I even said this to John Kite. I said I'm not sure what the state of the union is for the Cornerstone Group. I said, but I'm missing my association. You remember that, Johnny Brooks? I said that. And so I think that's what's super important is for us. Um, Association is key. Association is everything. And I don't know if we can relay that to you any more so than you know why you haven't made your first set of phone calls because you haven't associated with somebody who's making phone calls. You know why you're probably having your appointments and you're not closing your deals, or that's a horrible way to say it, but you know why you're not covering your clients is because you're not associating yourself with people like a Casey Gregory or a Lisa Cutts, that's closing these situations and covering their clients. You're not associating with them. You know why you're writing bad business and you're not getting your clients covered is because you're not associating yourself with like people like a Dave Hartman. You know why you're not writing these debt elimination and doing enough referrals to debt elimination because you're not associating yourself with the Patrick Delarenza or Joe Skelly or any of the other debt elimination people. You know why you're not becoming a sales manager or why you're not close to becoming a sales manager is because you're not plugging in and associating yourself with other leaders who are building to sales manager. You know why? And we could go on for days, Johnny, on why are these people not financially where they want to be? Because they're associating themselves with people who say, I want to do just enough to get by. You know why you feel like you feel like, hey, I feel like I'm at the end of my paycheck. Every time I get to my paycheck, it's like I'm day or two ahead of my paycheck. I can't wait till my paycheck comes in because I have a bill due, or we need groceries, or the lights are about to cut off. Or hey, I've been there, people. I've been there. But the problem is it's who you associate yourself with. You have to associate yourself with people who are like, oh, you know, $500 for this. Okay, here's $500. Oh, I need a new set of tires. Okay, here's money. I was ready to go. I got it in my savings account. Here's a new set of tires for this vehicle. The problem is who you associate yourself with. Who do you surround yourself with? Do you surround yourself with people that are going to help you drive towards success and stay profitable and be positive? Or are you just making excuses and you say, I don't want to hurt their feelings? Well, I'm sorry, but their hurt feelings ain't going to help you pay those bills, is it? Those hurt feelings aren't going to help my kids get through college, is it? Those hurt feelings aren't going to help, you my wife and I retire someday. I love you, but I know you're not going to pay for everything for me, right? And I think that's the most important thing is association is key. So if I can help you with anything for 2025 and getting ready to move into your next year as you're setting up your goals and your dreams, you reach out to people that you can potentially reach out to, the highest possible potential. That if you can get in touch with Elon Musk and Donald Trump and all the other, billionaires of the world like Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates, if you can get in touch with them and say, hey, here's my goals for my business. What do you think? If you can do that, right? If you have the opportunity at the next meeting to get around Barry Clarkson, you can steal him for 30 seconds. You say, Barry, look at this. What do you think about this? You've been doing this for 45 years. Do you think this is good or no? Who do you associate yourself with? Who are you around that you want to be like them? Right? Johnny, I saw JK on here for a few seconds a little bit ago. He must have hopped off since he had that appointment, I think. Um, Johnny, what you think?
Yeah, man, I
Has
tell
he
you,
got
I
anything for
love
us?
it.
I
Yes,
think
sir.
Baker's scared me
Yeah.
nuts, but I don't know if he's got anything for us also.
Cool deal. Yeah, I was listening to you. I think association. Can you hear? Yeah, yeah. I think you can hear me. But yeah, I was listening to you as far as association. I went through my list of my licensed agents, right? And I try to be there for them every time they text me, right? Every time they call me, I try to be there for them, right? And I sent out a text. It was about a week and a half ago, Matt, and I was like, hey, I am here. I am here 100% for each and every one of you guys. Whatever you need, please reach out to me. And in the text, I let them know. And look, if I don't reach out to you every single day or every single week, please know that I'm still here for you. You reach out to me. If there's something that you need, then call on me. It goes with just what you said, Matt, about being, association, right? So, I'm not the only one. Matt's here as well. JK is here. JK2, Casey. I mean, we've got a lot of good leaders on our team here that we can all reach out to and associate with. And so that just made me think about that text I sent out a couple of weeks ago. I'm like, hey guys, I mean, because I've had agents, Matt, to tell me, man, I don't want to worry you. You're this, you're that, you're a manager. I'm nobody. I'm no better than anybody else on this call. And I may know a little bit more just because I've been in the industry a while, but I don't know if you need help until you reach out to me and ask for that help. So, I do try. I'm like you, Matt. I try to meet with my agents once or twice a week if I can. It's like Kara's on with us today. Me and her are going to get a game plan together for 2025 as soon as we jump off this call. But you know what Kara did? She reached out to me. She was like, hey, Johnny, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's set a time and let's do this, right? Let's get a game plan together, right? And, so many of my agents do that. And, I'm so thankful that they do, right? Because, we can break down part of that association, Matt, is breaking down what it takes to meet those goals. I've got agents that say, you know what, I'm tickled to death with writing one application a week. Well, you know what? Let's get together and let's game plan how we write that one application a week, right? I've got agents that say, well, my goal is, 3 to 4 a week. Well, you know what? We need to get together and we need to get a game plan on how to do that because, the numbers are the numbers, right, Matt? We know we're going to have to purchase this many leads to set this many appointments to write this many applications. So I love that you said association because I think that's really important, especially for a new agent getting up and running to, reach out to me, you, Casey, Tyson's on with us today. I mean, we've got some great leaders here. And, if you want to associate and really build your business, then, hey, let's just get a game plan together for the first quarter and really make it happen,
Yeah, I apologize ahead of time if you end up hearing my dog barking in the background. That's what there's somebody outside. But Casey, any of the other leaders, do you have anything today that you want to say? Dave, if you're around, do you have anything for the team? I mean, it's 2025. We're in a new year.
I think the only thing I would say is I've had a few days to reflect. I think maybe a couple of you know that I tend to get a little bit fired up this time of year. The key is to keep that fire burning throughout the first quarter, take a breath, and then hit it again. This is a year that I've decided that is going to be different than some previous. So everybody has to make their decision, their mind up, what they want to get out of this. I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied with what I did last year. Was well over 6 figures. That doesn't mean anything to me. I've been in this business too long to not perform at a higher level. I invite anyone to offer me any advice. I certainly don't know everything, but I do want to be a good example to the agents on this call and to mine as well. So that's what I would have to say. Let's plug in and work together, and there's no dumb questions, and let's just get it.
It's good stuff, man. I tell you, I love seeing you on the call as well. You're a great leader, Casey, and you're dedicated. I mean, I see you, producing on a regular basis, and that's why you made over six figures last year, right? And with setting that goal for this year, Casey, there's no doubt about it, buddy. You'll make, the 250,000, whatever it is your goal is for this year. It's no doubt about it. I think 2025 is going to be a great year for everyone. I think, just as my opinion, I don't know a lot about the banking industry, but I think the insurance rates are going to come down. We're going to get a lot of refinances. So there's going to be a lot of people to talk to in 2025. So if we can set a presence here and now and say, you know what, all these clients are going to need us throughout 2025. We're going to step up to the plate and we're going to take them all, right? We're going to go out, we're going to reach out to them, and we're going to try to protect as many families as we can. So I'm excited for you, Casey. That's awesome, man.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yes, sir. Any other questions? Anybody want to jump on? Anybody got anything, Tyson? Anybody got anything they want to cover, or any questions you guys may have? I don't know if there's any in the chat or not. Matt, I don't think I saw any, but
The only thing I appreciate, Lisa, for you putting those comments in there. The biggest thing is for a little while, your mindset has to be, I have to work hard at this business to get it moving. Because it's the same thing that I told some of my agents the last few weeks is basically I said 80 to 95% of getting a steam engine train to move was in the very beginning of getting it to move. But once it's moving, you just add coal and water every now and again. Right? But the problem is a lot of people don't want to go through the effort of getting it started. You say, that phone's 4,000 pounds. What if they tell me no? What if they say, I'm not interested? What if they say, go blow some smoke? Right? Like, it's one of those situations where, yes, this is a sales job. Okay. I don't know any salesperson out there in the world, okay, that has ever gone to 100% of their clients and 100% of their clients say yes. Right? I don't know any out there. So that's important. That's important part of your mindset as well. Is that what we do is, yes, we are in the business of covering families, but it's sales. Okay. And with that being said, is you are not going to get 100% of yeses, but you are going to miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Right? You are going to miss 100% of the shots you do not take. In other words, you're going to have, what is 0 times 0? 0. What is 0 plus 0? 0. What is 0 minus 0? 0. So in other words, if you don't go out there and take a shot, it's going to be a 0. Right? You're going to have an O week because you didn't take any shots. But the best thing for you to do is go out there and take as many shots as possible. Look for no's. Associate yourself with people who are winning. Talk to those that are above you or around you that are successful. And say, what are you doing that I can get to where you are? Right? And that's the most important thing that I feel like you can do for 2025. Johnny, I think we're just used to having the 45-minute calls. We're done within 45 minutes again. But here's the biggest thing is you have to make sure you're associating yourself with the people that you want to be like. And if you're in business, you came in to be an insurance agent, which is a salesperson, and you're in business for yourself because at the end of the day, Johnny has no vested interest in me, and technically I have no vested interest in him. We're good friends. Same with Casey, that's on with us. Same with Dave, that's on with us. Same with Lisa, that's on with us. None of us have a vested interest in each other than the fact we want to associate with one another and we want to succeed like the other person. That's the only vested interest we have in one another. So the only thing that I can end my portion of the conversation with is associate with people that you want to be like them. So let me see, what is that? Pretending to leave, but don't necessarily want to ask with everyone I do, the warm leads have to be within the state we reside. The warm leads, so warm market has to be, you have to have the license for the state that they live in order to write the business. You can present to them and you can quote them and you can talk to them about it. But when you fill out the application with them, you have to be licensed in the state that they're in. Okay. But I think that the most important thing is if you have a goal of like a good, for instance, my minimum goal this year is 250,000. I want to make at least 250,000 this year. In order to do that, there has to be some sort of dial. There has to be a conversation with the new agent. You have to be willing to talk to people. And because if you just expect it to come to you, it's never going to happen. I've been doing it for 10 years. And Johnny, I don't know about you, but I haven't had a line down my sidewalk of people looking for the insurance. I can guarantee you, Barry, who's been in this business for 45 years, as successful as he is, he didn't have a line outside his Lynchburg office this morning of people saying, hey, we want mortgage protection coverage, right? Because it takes some activity on our part to go and say, listen, you need this coverage, whether you think you do or not. Let me tell you why. And Casey Gregory is a perfect example for us as our team for that. And of course, the longer you stay in it, the more personal stories you'll have. But Casey a few years ago had a situation where he needed the mortgage protection coverage that we offer. Right. So that's my point. Associate yourself with people that you want to be like. And why don't we lock arms together and associate with other people who have no vested interest in us, but they care about you? See, those are the good people to be around. It's the people that do have a vested interest in you, who tell you you're not worth anything. Those are the people you need to get away from, even though they have a vested interest in. So association is key. I would say if 2025 is going to be your year, associate with people who you want to be like. That's all I got.
Awesome, Matt. I love it, man. I guess if you want me to close out real quick, I got just a couple things. Let's see. Sturgis states have different rules on quoting without a license in that state. Check the state board. Okay, thank you, Sturgis. That's awesome. So, yeah, I mean, just like Matt was saying, guys, John talks about this all the time, coming in, especially as a new agent, listening to your upline, listening to, these calls, associating, going out and working. Are we really putting the work in? I know some of us are part-time, some of us are full-time, but are we really putting that work in? Have we dedicated our first quarter of 25 to, hey, if I'm part-time, I'm going to give you 15, 20 hours a week. If I'm full-time, then I'm going to give you 40 plus, right? Producing. Are we going out? Are we writing business? Are we producing? And I think the biggest thing that we've talked about today is association. I think Matt said it perfectly. We are all here as a team, and I don't know it all. Matt don't know it all. Casey don't know it all. But I think if we can all work together, we can, get a game plan together and really be able to associate as a team. I will say this with the ending. I love the illustration, Matt, that you said that, yeah, you work your tail off in the beginning. You're throwing that coal inside. You're getting that train rolling, right? But what's the cool thing about it? Once you ever get that train rolling, you can't stop that bad boy, right? And once he's rolling, you can't stop it. And so when you're putting the coals to it in the beginning, yeah, it's going to take you a little while to get that train going, but keep the coals to it, guys. Don't stop, because in this business, momentum is everything. I've seen it happen a million times where people have gotten in the business and they've gotten successful and they've hired some agents and they went out and wrote a bunch of business and they take a break, and that momentum is killed, right? It's done. And it's hard to get it rolling back again. So once you ever get that train rolling, guys, keep it rolling. I'm so thankful for everybody. I look forward to our call tomorrow at 10 o'clock with JK. We get to hear from our leader and mentor. But yeah, I'm excited, guys. Get your goals put together. Get with your mentors, your managers. Let's really make this first quarter as good as it can be, right? So any questions for anybody, just let me know. Reach out to me, Matt, Casey, Tyson, everybody that's on the call here. Thank you for being on today. And you guys have a blessed day, and we'll see you guys tomorrow morning.